Yo, what's going on, guys? Rapid Plays here, and today we are looking at the French and Indian War as it is known today. So, on the British side of things, we have obviously Great Britain lined up here, looking beautiful as always in their bright red coats, and it is a beautiful, beautiful sight to see them here on this battlefield today. They also have some grenadiers, beautiful, mainly carrying a bunch of line infantry though into this fight. They have a bunch of artillery, some lifeguards, stuff of that matter. And over here, their ally, the Cherokee nations, have come to fight by their side in this battle. Now the Cherokees have brought a decent amount of men here. Got some medicine men, warrior society. You have some basic tribesmen down here closer to the end of the line. And then I believe I saw, yep, some warriors sitting down here as well. And then in the back they have a mix of bowmen and musketmen ready to engage in this fight. And they have brought 4 units of cavalry, 2 units of lancers, 2 units of mounted gunners, sitting here in the back, running around the battlefield. Now in the back, they did bring 1 unit of artillery here, so these Indians are going to be popping off artillery left, right, and center. And then here we have the chief's bodyguard. Now these Native Americans are looking very beautiful. And over on the French side, let's hit them right before things get spicy here. We have line infantry from France pretty much lined up. Oh, was that canister shot back here from that 6-pounder horse artillery? But anyways, guys, the line battle has started. Line infantry versus line infantry is starting to kick off. The general is up in the mix for Britain. That could be a very, very big issue for Britain. But now the French are charging in. Bayonets fixed. They charge into each other. And it looks like they're saying that they are done with the niceties, and they are charging in, and the French cavalry flanks this side of the Great British Line infantry. Oh man, we are kicking off really, really quickly. But so the French allies for this battle is these Huron, Wyandot, Native Americans. So here we go. The Native American fight has also kicked off, and up here in the mix we have warriors versus warriors going at it. In the middle here, over here on the flank, we are seeing some tribesmen against some medicine men and warriors. So these medicine men and warriors should make very quick work of the tribesmen. But the tribesmen do have some bow support here in the back. Now here in the middle, we are seeing the musketmen open fire into these, what it looks to be, the side of these warriors here, taking a decent amount of casualties from that side musket fire, laying down heavy fire here. Artillery fire starting to come in from the back, trying to bounce a few rounds into the backs of these men. Now back over here on the British and French side, things are starting to get spicy. Indians have started to charge in over here to fight the British, and the French have formed a square formation here. It looks like to combat any cavalry, as there's a bunch of cavalry over here, but many of these men are just ending up fighting in close hand-to-hand combat with bayonets here. Ooh, man, things are getting very, very, very juicy. Oh, man, getting finished there on the ground. Over here on the far left, we are seeing some line infantry. That looks like they threw up some stakes at one point, fighting alongside these lifeguards, and they have this unit of line infantry surrounded here. Grenadiers and line infantry surrounded. But it looks as if this British line infantry has taken quite a few casualties, and they will be getting out of this sooner rather than later. And over here, a very, very elite French unit sits on top of this hill, ready to get into the fight as well. They have 18-pounder horse guard artillery firing into the flanks here of the British. Now, back over here on this flank, the Indian side is not going well at all for the Cherokees. The Cherokees are losing men rapidly. Now their muskets are making up as much ground as possible, taking out a lot of these straggler units, but the right flank has been almost completely collapsed. So the cavalry that was sitting back here does get used, and a unit is moving back, taking heavy casualties from that cannon to hopefully silence this artillery before it does too much damage. This unit of lancers is taking heavy casualties though in the run up. down to 35 men in that run up back to that cannon back there. And these mounted tribal gunners are set up in a nice spot. Looks like the medicine men are going to try to silence them, but these mounted gunners are going to sit here and continue to pop shots off into these medicine men. Another unit of tribal gunners is coming over here. But now here is an issue. How these are set up, you're going to start to see some friendly fire from the mounted tribal gunners as they shoot across. They are going to miss a few shots, get a couple friendly fire kills, but nothing too serious. The middle looks as if the tide has been turned in favor of the Cherokees now. The Huron Wyandot Indians are starting to waver. These Native Americans are starting to fight as hard as they can to hold for their French allies. And speaking of the French are starting to break heavily on all fronts. This line infantry is down to 7 men. The French are falling back. They need a big victory, and they need one soon if they want to turn this battle around. But ladies and gentlemen, cannon fire pouring down, musket fire pouring down into these grenadiers as more and more light infantry start to engage this tiny unit of grenadiers. These grenadiers are going to do their best to hold, picking up a couple kills here and there. Now back here we do have a unit of light infantry now firing into that unit of light infantry. That looked to be some sort of I was gonna say some sort of canister, but man. Oh, up here, looks like that more elite unit did get activated, the Chasseurs. They are fighting this unit of light infantry, taking heavy casualties sitting up here, actually. Extremely heavy casualties being taken from this unit. This light infantry is putting in work on these guys. And it looks as if the light infantry is taking quite a few casualties, but they have more numbers to expend. And now they're going to charge forward a little bit more, maybe even engage in some hand-to-hand combat, as now cannon fire is raining on them from that artillery battery back behind them. That looks to be, what is that? 6-pounder horse artillery. And instead they're choosing to charge by the Chasseurs, and they're going to fight the cannon. They're going to wipe out the cannons as quickly as possible, because that is the lifeline of the French right now. And here in the middle, the French are still fighting line infantry, fighting grenadiers, a mix of grenadiers and line infantry. But over here on the right, the French ally has fallen. The Cherokee nations win the fight over here of the Native Americans, and now they will try to move over to help their British ally. But standing in their way is more Chasseurs à Cheval. Chasseurs à Cheval. Yep, we're just gonna go with that one. But they're charging over to try to help out their British allies and help them out. They are engaging in a fight with some French cavalry. Ooh, more canister being wrung out here. Ooh, a very healthy unit of French line infantry now pouring rounds down into this great British line infantry. There's not much that these British can do about it at the moment. Looks like the French are going to reposition to face this British line infantry and hopefully get a couple kills here. To another unit of British light infantry now pushing up. These guys are going to do their best to pour down as many rounds as possible. But while they are doing that, over here, their right flank is almost completely collapsed. All that is left is a couple units of artillery. The British have won the right flank. The French are pretty much just holding on to their left flank. And now mounted tribal gunners charging over to try to assist their British allies, as the British are now getting absolutely gunned down by this line infantry. Firing by rank, doing a tremendous amount of damage, shattering a British line infantry unit. Oh boy, now these mounted gunners are going to do their best to put down at least a decent amount of fire. This canister here, looks like there is a hill that is prohibiting them from really hitting this unit with any of that canister. But in the back here, we have French horse artillery firing down on the Cherokee nations that are trying to push up to help out, as they engage against some tribesmen that is standing in their way of collapsing the French flank. They are doing everything they can to charge up, and now you're starting to see the chief's bodyguard, the chief himself, charging into this French line infantry, taking fire on the way in. They make it to the lines. Oh, it's a devastating charge. Oh my, it's an absolutely devastating charge out of this general's bodyguard. They took so many casualties charging in, but they make it to the lines and absolutely flatten the French line infantry line, decimating it. And in the wake, they leave dozens of dead Frenchmen, leaving the British to continue to roll over what is left of the French. And guys, with that, the British and Cherokee alliance comes out victorious in this battle. Wow, was this a good one? If you guys did enjoy this video and want to see more like it in the future, of course, let me know in the comment section down below, guys. Hit that like and subscribe button. The British come out victorious yet again, and I will see you all next time. Peace.